Hey, what's up guys? It's Brandon from Best Life Weight Loss. And today's bike vlog, we're gonna be talking about fasting and using it as like a reset. I've talked about fasting in the past, using it as a weight loss tool. But recently I got sick. I got like an infection. And if you saw the short, I was talking about that I didn't know what was wrong at first. I started to get certain symptoms. So I wanted to make sure it wasn't something my diet was doing. And just want to make sure I wasn't doing something wrong. So I did a fast. I did a 30-hour fast. It's probably one of the longer fasts I've ever done. And it's not something I recommend first. I always say try a 8 to 12-hour fast as your first fast, because you really want to see how your body reacts to the fasts. And I feel like the easier you ease into it, the more fasting you can do. 'Cause I feel like fasting can be a great tool. But I was having certain symptoms, and I was like, man, I need to figure this out. And that was my first thought process was, well, let me fast. And I don't do any kind of dry fasting. I do water fasting. I consume a lot of water, especially if you think you might be sick. It's just a safe bet to consume a lot of water to try and flush out any toxins. But, the fast didn't work. I, Googled all my symptoms. So the final step was, hey, go to the doctor. Went to the doctor, I got antibiotics prescribed to me, feeling fine now. But one thing that I did notice was after the fast, obviously the antibiotics was fucking me up. It was hard to make videos, but because I had fasted, the following few days, they weren't that rough, And I really truly believe it's because my body was in a reset period, And in every aspect, even if you're not sick, I didn't want, it's interesting how I only crave just regular food, This whole winter process, I've talked about, cheat meals and stuff, and it's been hard to stick to the diet and not snack here and there. And after fasting for those 30 hours, it's been so easy to not want any bullshit. There was a time where I was craving ice cream every day and it was in my brain. I wasn't ordering it every day, but fuck, I was thinking about it. And after that 30-hour fast, I haven't had, I'm kind of getting into the swing of things, but I haven't had this innate urge. I've literally only consumed meat, fruit, vegetables, and I've been feeling really good. Not just my body, obviously my body, I'm feeling better because of the antibiotics, like my gut and stuff, but my overall movement, I'm moving around yesterday, I'm doing shit, cleaning, running errands, and I felt good. Whereas prior, the last couple weeks, body aches, pains, and some of that was the infection, but some of that was also just the compoundation of the little cheats and sugars that have been added into my diet. And really having that time and, cutting those, any kind of processed sugars and fats, you really can feel the difference. And I always try and recommend trying the fast out, see how you feel, because it can really make a big difference, not just on your journey. I used it for the idea of, I was sick, but I'm always fasting, to the point, but it's interesting to see how well and how good you can feel after doing a fast and getting back into the swing of things of the exercise. Because, when I was dealing with the infection, it was hard to exercise, especially with the antibiotics they put me on. There were certain restrictions. So I was doing less time. I was still trying to get cardio in a certain way, but I was making sure I was in that calorie deficit, whether I should have been or not. I really didn't think about it until now, and I'm already too deep now. But I probably shouldn't have maintained a calorie deficit while on the antibiotics. I was feeling nauseous a few days, and I'm pretty sure those two things correlated, and I didn't really see it. And, this journey, it's not just about learning for you guys. I'm learning shit every fucking day. I'm trying to improve and make my journey just as efficient and as effective as I want your journey to be. It's not something that is finite. It's not something that is set in stone. You know, your successful and powerful weight loss journey, that is something that is always going to be evolving, growing, and getting better. It's not something that is going to stay steady or flowing. You know, you're going to have your ups and your downs, but you're always going to be trying to improve it. And, you know, I've already been using fasting as a tool, and this taught me, hey, if I feel like I'm eating too much, if I'm feeling down, if my body's kind of fucked up, having a long fast, you know, even if it's like 20 hours, because even after 20 hours, I was feeling good. And it sounds crazy, you know, you don't eat, you feel like shit. But when you have a planned fast and you really understand what's going on and why you're doing it, the benefits are crazy good. I recommend everyone try it. And like I said, if it's your first fast, if you're not used to it, water. Water is the only reason I was able to fast for those 30 hours. Because, and I must have consumed maybe 16 to 20 16-ounce bottles of water in that 30-hour time span. Obviously, you know, the antibiotics was flushing my system, so I was dehydrated all the time, compounded with the no food. And obviously during that 30-hour fast period, I didn't work out, you know, because I'm not going to put any energy, calories, or anything back into my body. So it's like, damn, I can't afford to burn what I can't put back. You know, it would, the concept seems great. Oh yeah, doing a 30-hour fast, get a workout in. But I didn't want, you know, I'm always talking about longevity, not hurting yourself, doing it for the long haul. And it's one of those things where it's like, I'm going to take a break. I'm going to do this fast for my body. I'm going to step away from the exercise for that. So transitioning back in, and it was rough at first. I've really gotten back into the swing of things. And obviously the medicine and the shit that has got me right. But that fucking 30-hour fast, I'm telling you, when I say it's like a body reset, you know, and remember, there's no science to what the fuck I'm saying. I'm just going off of the experience that I've lived and the feelings I have and what I'm learning and growing. And that's all I'm trying to do, is try and help people make it easy. You know, I'm not here telling you, hey, my way's the best or I know it all. I'm saying that if you implement some of this shit, you might be able to have an easier time on your journey. And that's all I want. I want it accessible to everyone. I want everyone feeling as good as I feel. And that's why I'm making this fasting video now, is because of the just sheer overall quality of life that I felt that had improved after that 30-hour fast, and just the mental aspect of feeling good. When you go from shitty feeling, painful, crampy, just overall not feeling well, and then you do something and now you're feeling good, that mental aspect in and itself can bring you forward, can push you into your next goals. You know, I'm already looking into my next goal, where it was like, oh, this sickness put a damper on what I was doing, the fasting, and obviously going to the doctor and figuring it out. But that fasting aspect has helped propel me into my next stage. And that's really what it comes down to, is using setbacks and runbacks to push you forward. But I'm done yabbing. I hope you guys understand what I'm saying and try fasting out. But start your weight loss journey today and stay positive.